So we're gonna break down this video that I created a few weeks ago for a project I did for an art activist class. It's called "Are You Sure You're Still Awake?" A lot of people who've watched this was asking who's the voice that's in the background in the beginning, and that's actually Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. It's like his last interview before he passed away. And I try my best not to make my pieces very personal, but they somewhat always have something that relates to me in some sort of way. Okay, so we're gonna fast forward this if you haven't seen it. I'm gonna break it down.
It's not a long video. And I had to eat it.
So this is one of the first frames in the video, and I get this question asking if this was shot on film because I usually shoot on film, but this is not, unfortunately, due to the deadline. So this is just a copy and paste of this frame, and it's just imitating a Super 8 frame. And I just wanted it to be very minimal, so that's why there's a white backdrop, blonde, super white wig, lab coat, which also is another question that I get. The white lab coat is just my way of being a rebel and not entering the medical field. Some people have thought about her dressed up as a super K-pop star or a KFC, the guy in KFC, the Kentucky Fried Chicken. And yeah, but that's actually the reason behind why I always have a lab coat, is because that's my universe, my cinematic universe, where I always want to incorporate a lab coat because I never pursued the medical field. And she has a white button down, bow tie, similar, pretty much same outfit as what the guy that was in my 16mm film, Dissuade, wore. But she's kind of like more of the female version. But also, so my art activist class, the project was about choosing a social issue and creating something that will bring awareness. And coincidence, it's like being brought up in America, we are kind of, I don't want to say brainwashed, but we kind of have to figure out our identity, and sometimes we get influenced by how white people, look like, because they are dominant in media for a very long period of time. So it's interesting because, like, I didn't think of it, but maybe subconsciously I did, where she's wearing a white wig and she pretty much is kind of like looking like how, society portrays people, but in reality this is not who she is. And that is the social issue that I focused on, was being authentic. Reason why people have social anxiety and depression and want to commit suicide is because they are not who they are. And I wanted to bring awareness that people should accept themselves for who they are and not necessarily give in to peer pressure and what the media tells you. So this is the first frame. Okay, so this frame is actually this whole scene is at a pizzeria. This is my classmate Wilfred and Mercy, who's playing the main character role. Her boyfriend is actually behind her, and so I wanted it to look like people were in this pizzeria even though there weren't anyone. And then so she seems isolated and no one's eating with her. And then she's eating pizza because that's always like a common ground that people love eating. And yeah, that's pretty much it. She's just alone in her own world. So this frame, she is sitting on a rug that is actually in our studio that, you know, we just use as for decoration, and it ended up becoming a prop for a shoot. So this is one of the favorite scenes in the video, and it's her burning the newspaper, which honestly is one of the hardest shots that we did. We did it at night, and this newspaper is actually the New York Times. And now I learned that this other newspaper that we were trying to burn was not flammable, so luckily I bought two, and the New York Times was able to burn. And then we had to wait till this big fire, you know, grew so it had the effect that I wanted, but also dangerous. Don't do this at home. And it took a while because there was just like so much wind in the air for this newspaper to burn. And so luckily we did it at a location where there's water. I was surprised people thought this was a rooftop. So this is actually water, like the river right behind there. Just in case this didn't work out, we could just toss it in the river. And yeah, this is just, she's illuminated just by the fire. There was no external lights. So in this scene, Mercy is holding scissors and cutting hair off the wig because, you know, people who want to feel independent or become different or change their identity, they cut their hair. And so, yeah. The wig was already pre-cut, but she cut it some more. So in this scene, because the message of the video is to be authentic and be true to yourself, she takes off the wig, and then you see her reveal that this is her real hair, this is who she is. She's not the blonde wigged character. And then this is the paint that we use. I was looking for black, but for some reason what they had available was like this like dark gray satin paint. So I tried my best when I color graded to make it as dark as possible without burning the blacks. And so she dips the paintbrush into the paint and creates this whole masterpiece. She brushes the paint across her neck, which is a sign about suicide and wanting to kill yourself. And so that was just a subtle thing that I wanted to include because that serves a lot of relevance to me. So to add more drama, she pours the rest of the paint onto herself. She, paints on herself, and then everything that you see here, like she did some of it, but we have to credit her boyfriend for painting all of this in the background. This scene, her boyfriend also painted the lab coat, and it told him to just put words about positivity and the character that she was portraying. So bold, excellence, trust the process. Those were the words that were on the lab coat. the last scene is just her walking towards the light, because now she owns up to who she is and she doesn't care what people think. And yeah, we just had to make sure that, because there's cars coming this way, that they don't hit her. But yeah, so that's pretty much it when it comes to this video. It was a 1 day shoot, and I was just very grateful that I just got it done and was able to present this in front of an audience, which were my classmates and you guys who get to watch this online. So thank you guys again. And now you hear my dog. And stay tuned to the next video. Okay, bye.